I'm joined by my good buddy Denny Heiner, who's with the Lake of the Ozarks Idiots Club. And Denny, it's been a while, my friend.
Yes, it has.
It's always great to get together to talk about you bunch of idiots down here at the lake. So tell us a little bit for people out there.
Okay.
They say the Idiots Club. That's an awful funny name. So tell us, what is the Lake of the Ozarks Idiots Club?
Well, we are a 501c3 charity, and my wife Dana and I started this 9 years ago in 2014. And in 13, I had some real serious health issues, and anyway, I spent 40 days in ICU, and they called me the Miracle Man when I left, and so I figured God must have kept me around for some reason other than be a grumpy old retired guy. So we started this charity, and our original goal, we started with Camdenton School District, and we thought if we could raise, $4,000 or $5,000 a year to help some kids, that would be good. My wife and I both retired from the Camdenton district. We saw the kids with duct tape holding their shoes together, kids that couldn't be involved in school activities because they couldn't afford, the football cleats or the basketball shoes or the FFA jacket or whatever it might be. And so we just thought that, we'd get this going and try to help some of those kids.
Yeah.
And so, it just kind of blew up. Evidently, we're doing something right. People kind of some people frown on the name, but it seems to work. We go to lakefront restaurants in the summertime, to do a lot of our fundraising, and people there have a really good time with, they're out having a good time. And so being an idiot, that kind of fits in with their weekend plans. And so we get last year we had 800 members.
Wow. Hey, tell us your slogan or your guys' tagline, if you will.
The Jesters of Goodwill, dedicated to helping youth in need.
Which is great, because you said started back in 2014, and your first year, you guys hit your fundraising goal of $5,000, correct?
Right.
So let's fast forward to this year, knowing about 9-10 years ago that was your goal. How much money has the Lake of the Ozarks Idiots Club given away this calendar school year?
Well, we have actually spent on children $215,000, little over $215,000.
Just this school year?
Just this fiscal year.
So people have an idea of some of the bigger efforts and that this money goes to and this organization supports. Tell us some of those.
Well, we've got 5 main areas. We do a lot of new back-to-school clothes. That's probably the majority of where our money goes. We also spent a little over something like $22,000 this year on dual credit scholarships for kids that want to take college credit classes in high school to get a head start on college but can't afford that. So we've done that. We also spent around $23,000 on weekend food. We call it the Buddy Pack program, and this is for kids in grades 7 through 12 that don't get it. Weekend food through the food bank. And so then we do just a lot of other types of things. Another big area is sports equipment, school activities, the FFA jackets, the dress clothes for debate club, the band trips, the choir trips that kids can't afford to pay for. Any kind of sports equipment.
Let me ask real quick, because so you and Dana, you guys had worked in schools for so long and you guys had seen some of this. Talk about some of the things that you saw in the classroom that maybe not always a need that would scream out or people might know about, but something you guys saw and caused you to act.
Well, Dana worked at Horizons, which is the Camdenton's alternative high school. And, she had kids that were living on their own, some of them living in their cars, working full-time, going to school full-time. And, they would have breakdowns. Their cars would break down. Well, for those kids, that's a major catastrophe for them, because not only do they sleep in it, but they got to use it for school and work and everything else. So we do car repairs. We've replaced transmissions. We've actually bought 6 cars for kids in extreme situations that just had no support.
Yeah.
So, and then there's just so many little things like the child that wants to, we've kids that one that comes to mind. We had a boy at Cadby that his mom he wanted to play soccer. Mom just could not afford that.
Yeah.
And so we provided the cleats, the shin guards, the knee guards, and the ball, and all of those things so he could be involved in that. So there's just all kinds of little things that, one comes to mind. We had some volunteers that went through the drive up at McDonald's, and the kid that was working there saw their shirts. They had their Idiot Club shirts on. And he said, "Oh, you guys helped me with a notebook." And he said, "You will never know how much that meant to me at that time." And, when our volunteers shared that with Dan and I, it was like a notebook.
Yeah. You just never know.
No. I mean, some little thing that costs maybe $5, $8, but in that kid's life at that time,
Absolutely.
it meant so much to them.
And that will give you guys an idea of just some of the efforts behind the Lake of the Ozarks Idiots Club. Now, you guys have your kickoff coming up this weekend, I believe, from 3 to 6 at First Watch. And this is a great event to come and find out more about the Idiots Club, find out how you can volunteer, put your treasure to work. And is there anything else you want to plug as far as this event coming up Saturday?
Well, we just, there is a need to tell, because this is an after event for a First Watch. They normally close at 2:30. So they're going to open up again at 3. So there is a $10 cash admission charge because their normal electronic pay system will be down at 2:30. So there is a $10 cash admission charge. With that, you get free food. We had some entertainment planned, but that kind of fell through here last week. But anyway, we've got some guest speakers that are going to come in from the schools and from some of the social agencies that we work with to share how we've helped them and their kids. And we'll be telling about the background of the history of the charity, how we operate, what volunteer opportunities there are.
And I would guess, Danny, there's probably a website or a Facebook page that you guys keep pretty up with?
Yes. We have our webpage, which is www.lakeoftheozarksidiotsclub.org. We're also on Facebook page, Lake of the Ozarks Idiots Club. And there we post, every time we help a child, we have a little description of what we do and what we provided and that sort of thing, who made the request and that sort of thing. So we've got a great group of partners in the schools that kind of do the screening for us, make sure that our funds are being used wisely.
So May 20th, come on out and support the Lake of the Ozarks Idiots Club. Denny, I'm so thankful for all your guys' work, and I know you guys are getting ready to celebrate $1 million, so we'll have to have you back on so you can talk more about that, okay?
Right.